So, hello everyone, welcome back to one of the fresh episode of Grow with Anshuman. So, today I have one of the very famous and one of the renowned face of YouTube, not only on YouTube in terms of English spoken, and more specifically, British English spoken coach, Mr. Steve is with me. Very welcome, Mr. Steve. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you, Anshu. It's a little early here. It's a little cold, but I do have my cup of tea. So, and you seem very friendly, so I'm more than happy to have a chat.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, Mr. Steve, like before, I know that there might be very less people who would be not knowing who is you. So, for them, would you like to give a brief introduction about yourself? That would be very great to start with.
Sure, of course. My name's Steve Mack, and I'm an English language coach. Um, I run a YouTube channel, which I'm sure you'll be kind enough to put a link in the description of, called
Yep.
Learn English Sound British, which is quite popular, many thousands of subscribers. And I try and put out new videos, two or three a week on there, teaching natural, everyday British English, not classroom English. I don't teach grammar very much unless it's essential. So, no boring things. Usually, it's just me. I stick a camera on and I just talk. So, you get a variety of things there. I'm from Liverpool in England, which is a city people might have heard of because of a pop group called the Beatles, which was all the members of that, probably the most famous pop band in the world, came from Liverpool, and also, of course, football. We're a footballing city, so I support Liverpool Football Club, and that's just about. You can ask anything you want. I will just be honest with you. What
Thank
about
you.
you? Tell me about you.
Sure, sure,
I'm
sure.
jealous. Can I say before I start, I'm jealous of your hair. Look at all your hair. I used to have hair like that. Mine's all gone now. You
I
look
can see that.
wonderful. Tell me about you, Anshu.
Sure, sure, sure. So basically, I'm Anshuman. I belong from India. Specifically, if you had heard about the place, holy place, Ayodhya, the
Yes,
so I come from there itself, and I closely work with the people who really knows, what to say, but really struggles how to say it confidently in a public. So I had closely working with them last 2.5 years, and over 300 people I had been work and gave them confidence to speak up public. So you could think me as a communicator more, where I try to work with the people because my core belief is simple: if somebody can communicate better, their quality of lives improves personally, professionally, socially, and emotionally. So
love
that's
that.
where I'm looking towards. And I feel that's a bit about me, and that's what I also do on my YouTube channel too. So I bring the people, try to focus on communicational aspect than language aspect. But though this video I gonna be more focused on to British English, since I feel that's where you are having more expertise into. So I won't let this chance go away from me. I'll be asking more question about this. So that's all
Listen,
about it.
you ask. That's fine. But I love that idea. Communication is everything. All the problems in the world will go away if people can just communicate freely with each other. I genuinely believe that. So you're doing a really valuable job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Steve. So I'll begin with the very first thing that you mentioned, that you specifically teach people to speak in English, not just, in terms of grammatical portion, but more about British English. So could you please just differentiate for the beginners, for the Indian people, even for the word label people, that how this English being differs from country to country?
Right. I strongly believe, and it's only my belief, I strongly believe that when people are taught language, language is different than teaching mathematics or science or geography. When they learn a language in a classroom, the main purpose of that is not to speak the language or even understand the language. When you're taught in a classroom, you're taught to pass an exam. For example,
Correct.
most children, I think this is still true, but certainly when I was in school all them years ago, in England, we're taught French. Like in most countries around the world, people are taught English because English is the world language.
Okay.
So I'm guessing you were taught English in school. Most would be. But of course, in England, English is our natural native language. So some people learn Spanish, some people learn German, but the majority learn French. It's a traditional thing in England. So for 10 years, I was taught French twice a week in a classroom. I can still remember how to conjugate verbs in French. Je suis, tu es, il est, nous avons, vous avez. I can remember that. I go to France all the time. I can hardly speak 2 words in a conversation to a French person. So I can say hello and thank you and goodbye. And that's all after 10 years. But I've passed exams in French.
My
If you
God.
looked at my qualifications, I could put on, I passed all these exams, but I can't speak it. So my aim is to teach people to communicate, like you, in English, because there's a real problem with just sitting in a classroom or opening a textbook and learning verb lists, past participles, articles. Is it direct article? Is it indirect article? It's not going to help you much. And also, people people tend to get taught when they're learning English received pronunciation, sometimes known as the Queen's English, even though she's died. It's known as the Queen's English. So people will speak like this. Hello, how do you do? Okay, this is how English people are supposed to speak. Oh, that's lovely of you to say so today. So you learn that in a classroom for years. You pass your exams, you come to England, and people go, all right there, Anshu, how's it going? Like, do you fancy going for a bevy or what? And you think, what language is that? That's not what I was taught. That's the language I speak. That's the language I will help you with. I teach people how to understand how to communicate in everyday English. I won't teach you how to pass an exam. If you need to pass an exam, don't come to my channel. I can't help you. Go and to a classroom or find a YouTube teacher that will teach you how to do verbs and past participles. You won't get that with me. With me, you will learn how to have a real conversation, how to speak so people understand you, and how to understand when they reply. That's my philosophy.
Lovely. Love the clarity, right, Mr. Steve? And would like to know, since you told, I strongly agree with that, a language cannot be learned just by theoretically going through with that. And you gave the example of learning your French, going through with that whole academics, even passing the exam with a good degree or marks, but not able to speak that fluently. Even the same case happens in India. You won't be, surprised to know this, that in India, majority people learn this language in the theoretical subject. They learn grammar, they learn articles, every minor thing. But once it comes to speaking there, what is this? I cannot speak. I can understand. So this problem is not subjective to a country. I believe this is a problem which is be word spreading. So tell me, Mr. Steve, that what a curriculum lacks once it comes to speaking, even though after having a certain fixed grammatical and everything composed together in our college, or let's suppose school classes, what we are lagging there, what exactly is missing there? After putting 2 years, 3 years, we are coming up with just a degree and marks. So what we are leaving behind?
Yeah. I have a lot of sympathy for classroom teachers who create these curriculums, or governments usually create the curriculums. I have a lot of sympathy for them because they have to be measured.
Correct.
How can you measure? If I teach online private lessons as well, so how can I measure and tick a box and say, well, if you come and have a private lesson with me, then you will be able to speak to a certain degree. I can't measure that. But I can say, can you conjugate this verb? Can you change the tense from the past perfect to the future? I can do that. So that's why classrooms teach that.
Correct.
If you happen to be able to, if you're good at languages and you happen to be able to communicate after that, that is great. But What it lacks, for a start, vocabulary. Okay, what does the word you've got great English. You're a lovely English speaker. So what does the word? Let's take a simple word like dead. Okay, dead.
Yep.
What just define the word dead for me? What does it mean to you? If I said something is dead,
It's gone. It's no more alive. So it means the physical
yeah,
substance has been not there. Correct.
yeah, it's died, it's dead. Okay, it's frequently used that simple word
True.
to mean very. It takes the place of very. When you're thirsty, glass of water is dead good. It's an intensifier. It's dead good. It's not passed away. It's not. It's still got life.
Understood.
But you would never learn that in an English class. How would you learn that in an English class? How would they mark that in an English class? Instead, you'll find people teaching what they call advanced words. I think the average English person, the native speaker, uses around 3,000 words in their life. In a year, you might use 3,000 words. You use the same ones over and over again. It sounds a lot, but remember, two of them are hello and bye. Please and thank you. To this, four gone. You, me, will you, are you. So, you soon get up to 3,000 words, but that's all. It's not a lot. But you get advanced English classes. You get them in the classroom, you get them in textbooks, you get them on YouTube videos. Learn these advanced words and really impressed. And they come up with words like soporific and inane and recalcitrant. And you think, I wouldn't use those. I haven't heard that I might have heard it once in 10 years. Why are you taking your time learning these difficult words when the native speakers simply won't use them? And if they do, you just say, sorry, I don't know that word. And they'll say, oh, inane, it just means stupid. And you go, oh, okay, carry on. Don't waste your time. Your time is valuable. Everyone in modern times, people don't have a lot of time. They just don't. So don't waste your time on things that aren't important. Learn simple. Simple is great because native speakers tend to speak simply. So just mirror them, shadow them, follow what they do. If you want to be fluent, whatever that means, if you want to be able to communicate easily, which I think is what fluent does mean.
Amazing. So the core, the fundamental part, what I could understand from your explanation, correct me if I'm wrong, that the first thing we are lagging is we are focusing on the wrong part. And since our curriculum is designed to measure a progress of a person, so that's where we are lagging to speak this language more practically, is what you are saying about, or I'm missing something.
Yes, that's
Perfect.
absolutely it. So it's two parts, really. The first part is the vocabulary. Keep it simple. Okay. You're taught that the first time you meet someone, you say, how do you do? That's what
As
English
simple.
people say.
Correct.
I'm 65 years old. Never in my 65 years has anyone ever said to me the words, how do you do? They've never said it. Ever. They've never used the idiom, it's raining cats and dogs. I've never heard it in real life. I hear it all the time now because my students say, oh, when it's raining heavily, you say it's raining cats and dogs. I've never heard a native speaker say it. We don't use that. So why are you learning that? So there's the vocabulary issue.
Correct.
That's the start. And then there's the pronunciation.
Correct.
And the pronunciation can be broken down. I concentrate a lot on my YouTube channel on pronunciation because I believe if you can say it, you'll understand it when it's said to you. Native Indian speakers, whichever of the hundreds of languages you have, I appreciate you don't have a standard language, but when you speak English, because of your native languages, you carry a lot of tension here in your jaw. And as a result of you carrying this stiffness here when you speak Hindi or whatever language you speak, it makes your mouth less mobile. It doesn't move as much. And so if I deliberately put stress here, then suddenly when I'm speaking, I start to get a little bit of an Indian accent. So I can't help that. That's mechanics, that's physics, that's what's happening because there is tight. So I could say one hint to your viewers who want to be more clearly understood, because the Indian accent, when they speak English, it's really difficult. It's probably the most difficult. You know, a Brazilian, we can understand them. Chinese person, we can understand. Indian is difficult for us because you carry so much tension here when you speak naturally. So relax there, and suddenly you will become clearer to us. So that's a quick pronunciation tip. The other one is, so many really, pitch, whether your voice goes up or down. You're taught in classrooms. I know because I get so many hundreds of students tell me they're taught if it's a question, you go up at the end. Well, unless you're Australian, Australians go up at the end. All right, mate, let's go to the Barbie. We'll have a beach and we'll do this and we'll do that. They go up naturally, and that's fine. That's their accent. That's what they do. English people don't do that usually. You know, most questions we go down at the end, so the pitch is important. And then there's the thing called the schwa sound, which is probably the most important sound in English, and yet no one ever teaches it. Most people have never even heard it, and I'm using them now, and you can't even tell. All you know is I sound British, and the reason I sound British mainly is because of this one little tiny sound.
My God.
That's it.
Lovely. I was
You
amazed
you want to
to
know what the sound is now, don't you? You're thinking, hang on, what was
when you're
that?
gonna pronounce it. I was thinking, will you pronounce it or did I miss this? But
Right.
lovely.
The schwa sound is the most common sound in English. It's got a lot of uses. We use it to take the place of an R sometimes. It's almost always used to take the place of a vowel sound. You've got 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U. So they have their own sounds, A, I, E, O, U. You know, they're the sounds. We can use the schwa sound to take the place of all of them. And we usually do. We commonly do. It's the most common sound we make. And it's the easiest sound to make. Okay, let me demonstrate if that's
Sure,
okay.
sure.
So just open your mouth slightly. Keep your tongue resting flat in your mouth. And from here, make this little noise, okay?
Uh,
No. Remember when you were young and your mum would say, Anshuman, go and tidy your room. And you go, it's that, uh, it's that no sound at all, almost. And your mum would go, what did you say? And you go, nothing. Okay? That little sound is called the schwa sound. And like I say, it's the most common sound in English. So let's do a sentence. I'm going out. I am going out. Say that for me. I am going out.
I am going out.
Yeah, that's how you'd be taught. That's English. I can understand you. That's very clear. That's lovely English. But native speakers would probably say, I'm going out. Can you
I'm
hear a
going out.
difference there? I didn't say I. I used to schwa instead of that I. The I is vowel sound. I said, going out. I'm going out. Try it. I'm going out.
I'm going out.
I'm
I'm
going out.
I'm going out. Again, I'm meeting you.
Okay, so you could reply, where are you going? Okay, but the you in fast natural speech, that oo sound is a vowel sound. Get rid of that and change you to y. Just say y.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Okay, so I'll say I'm going out. You say where are you going? I'm going out.
Where are you going?
Now and suddenly we're sounding British.
My God. Just but
It's
simple thing.
yeah, the schwa sound is really important. If you want to sound and understand native speakers, that's your number one. You've got to get the schwa sound right. And it's used, Americans, when they pronounce English, because you've got to decide really. Am I going to learn American English with its vocabulary and its accents? Am I going to learn British English or Irish English or Australian or New Zealand or South Africa, whatever type of English? But the main two, I would suggest, are British English and American English, mainly because of movies and TV shows,
Correct.
you know?
Yeah.
So, one of the big differences in pronunciation is the fact that they're what's called a rhotic accent. They pronounce their R's really strongly. So, something like water in English becomes water.
Water.
I want some water. Okay, so they will overpronounce to our ears the R. He's a doctor. Yeah.
Doctor.
He's my brother. That R at the end in English is pronounced with that little schwa sound. So water becomes water. Water.
Water.
Try.
Water. Water.
Water. Just a little. It's that. Remember that sound.
Oh my God.
Water.
You're really making this so easy for us. Water
He's a doctor. He's a doctor.
is doctor. In American, you are trying to say that our word will be expanded much. He's a doctor.
Doctor.
Doctor. And
I need a
in
doctor. Is there a doctor here?
doctor.
Sister, get me a doctor. So they're big differences. So we can use the schwa in lots of different ways. And it's easy. It makes you sound fast. But then we join words together as well. And it goes into too much detail. I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, let's quick. Is this okay? Is this the direction you want to go in? Because I don't mind.
Exactly. I was looking towards that. I really wanted to go deeper into that accent part.
Okay.
Please.
So, let's use this little sentence. I'm going to the shop. Okay. Here we've got to and the in the middle. The words to and the. They're not important in English. Okay. They're in the middle of a sentence. We don't say to the. You might in a classroom, but in real life, who wouldn't? They've both got vowel sounds. To has got the oo, and the has got the eh sound. Change both them to schwas, and to the becomes to the. To the.
To the. To the.
So
to the.
I'm going to the shop.
I'm going to the shop. To the.
He said I. Change it to I'm going to the shop.
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 Right. Now, this is a statement. You're telling me, you're not asking me, you're telling me. So the pitch is going to go down. I'm going to the shop. I'm going to the shop.
I'm going to the shop. I'm going to the shop.
Nice. Perfect. Okay. And you're going to say to get an apple. Okay. So the to, get rid of that vowel sound, the oo, just play t. Give me a t.
To.
Save that. That's good. Okay.
Okay.
Now we've got get an apple. So what we're going to do here, we'll start at the end. When one word ends in a consonant sound, which is any letter but the vowel sound, we move it over. So we've got an in the middle. We can take that n and move it to the front of the a of apple. So apple becomes napple. Say that for me, napple.
Napple.
Nice, napple. Okay. So we've got get and an. Again, that get, it's got a t sound. It's not a vowel sound. So we're going to move it over to the front of the a. So it becomes get ta. Get ta.
Get ta.
Okay. And now, so we've got get ta napple. Get an apple. Get an apple.
Get an apple. Get an apple.
Whole thing. I'm going to the shop to get an apple.
I'm gonna take cut an apple.
I'm going to the shop.
I'm going to the shop
to get an apple.
To get an apple. To get an apple.
Sounding,
perfect.
Sound British to me.
Now I can
That's
get.
just by linking words together. And there's lots of tricks to do. There's lots of tricks that you can do there. When you get two consonant sounds together, so a consonant is anything but a vowel. There's 26 letters in the alphabet, five of them are vowels, A, E, I, O, U. It's important you know that. The others are all called consonants. And when you get two consonants that are the same, one ends one word and the next one starts with it, like red dress. She wore a red dress. Say that for me. She wore a red dress.
She wore a red dress.
Right, that's quite hard to say, isn't it? Because red dress, it's quite
Dress.
hard for me to say. You have to stop because then two D's, red
Dress.
dress.
Correct.
In English, when we're doing fast English, like normal native speakers would use, don't pronounce the first one. So it becomes red dress, red dress. Try
Red
that.
dress. Red dress. Oh my
You wore a
God.
red dress?
She wore red dress. Red
Okay.
dress.
Next
Got it.
time. Next time. Okay, we said it a lot. I'll do it next time. Okay. Next time. It's quite tricky to say because of the two T's. Next time. So we don't pronounce the first one, it just comes next time.
Next.
Next
Next
time. Try
time.
that.
Next time. Next time. Oh,
Easy,
super
isn't it?
easy. Perfect. So just by those tricks and few of the rules, we can make it easy. And you
Yeah,
demonstrated two or three things. I believe that would be easy to start with, right? And I would love the
absolutely.
part that being 65, the energy you are carrying while teaching, it means that you are being totally engaged. And that's what people who are learning from you should be learning. And that's how the curriculum of schools and colleges should be like that. That's what they're missing. I got the answer now.
Well, thank you, but you can't measure it. Like I said before, schools, colleges, they have to measure, they have to say 50% of our students reach this level, 20% reach this level, and so many percent failed. They have to do that. No one marks me. I don't mark people. People learn at different levels. To me, sometimes I do interview practice. There's something called the UK Student Visa Credibility Interview. And if you want to study in England, you have to take that. So I sometimes teach people to pass that interview. And I teach them how to speak more clearly, the questions someone would ask, and how to answer them. And my score is when they come back on and say, I passed. I'm now going to university in Bristol in England, and I'm thinking, that's me. I've done that. That's great. So that's my pass. But other than that person and me, no one else could know. I could never say 100% of my students speak better English. I'd like to think they did, but I can't mark that. So classrooms can't do that. That's why.
God, Mr. Steve. So we are actually running out of the time. It's gonna to be half an hour, and really, we were into the conversation. You made me to engage that I even didn't forget about the time, and I forget about the time. But moving further, I would like to ask few more questions so that the person who is sitting to any corner of the world could actually understand the fundamental and where they should start. Because I believe in practical learning. People watch videos, people read books a lot, but they don't get one actionable thing out of that. I really wanted to take or come out with one actionable in step with you or a lot of insight and to provide them so that they can actually step ahead and start working towards. So moving further, would like to know, let's suppose a student comes to you and said, Mr. Steve, I really wanted to speak British English. So what is the first thing? What approach do you take to diagnose the people that where exactly they are being towards and what needs to be done? So tell us the step by step approach so that even being at our home we can follow those steps and we can actually make a progress towards having this language.
First of all, can you swim?
Can I don't know. Like I'm not a
Can you
swimmer.
swim? Can you swim? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Right. Can I tell you, everyone who's learned to swim in the world, none of them have learned by reading a book. Okay.
Makes sense.
So you cannot learn. Can you ride a bicycle? Of
No,
course you
without.
can. No one learned to ride a bicycle by reading a book.
Correct.
They got on or they jumped in the water. And with English, don't waste your money buying lots of books, unless they're audio books. I'm trying to develop some audio books now so people can read and listen at the same time. And sometimes I do videos where I've written a story and I'll read it so you can listen at the same time. That's different. But a straight textbook, you're never going to learn English from that. I'm telling you now. I don't care what anyone says.
Correct.
So, but there are things you can do. Firstly, I again, this is my experience, my beliefs. You must enjoy it. If you don't enjoy learning, your brain will give it up. You'll find an excuse not to do it. So I play the guitar, and when I first started, someone told me the notes I had to play, and I didn't play a tune for about a month. I just learned different notes on the guitar. I was bored. I was going to give it up. And then a friend of mine who played a little guitar, not a professional teacher, but just a little, taught me a tune. And I thought, I sound like I'm playing a tune. This is
Correct.
marvelous. I've played the guitar now for over 50 years. And when I teach people to play the guitar, I start with a simple tune. Listen to that so they can show their friends, look what I can do. Same with English. You know, you've got to enjoy it. You've got to do things that you will enjoy. So surround yourself. It's called immersion. Immerse yourself in English. With the internet now, you've got YouTube, you've got Netflix, you've got things like that. Decide, am I going to watch American? Am I going to, what accent do I want? If you want American, then watch American TV shows. You want Australian, watch Australian TV shows. You want British, watch British TV shows. Okay, there's some great ones out there. Choose TV shows that have ordinary people speaking. I watched a series called The Crown. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it was about the royal family. And they're all speaking rather like that. So, Charles, you're going to be king one day. That's a really good series, but you need ordinary people speaking in an ordinary way. So watch reality shows, and there are lots of them on YouTube. If you like baking, making cakes, just search English baking show. If you like fishing, watch an English fishing show. If you like travel, watch an English travel show. Whatever lights up your brain, and you would normally watch it in your own language, watch it in English. You like cars? Watch a TV show in English about cars. Whatever you like doing, your brain won't turn off. You'll suddenly learn how this works. You like computer gaming? Go and watch YouTube channels on computer gaming in English, and you'll learn all those words because your brain will just take it in because you enjoy it. Surround yourself in English. When you wake up, start thinking in English. Oh, what time is it? Don't be thinking to yourself, oh, I have to translate this. The first thing when you open your eyes is think to yourself, I'm awake. If you live on your own, say it out loud. If you live with someone, they'll think you're crazy and call the doctor, but don't do that. But think to yourself, I'm awake. What time is it? It's 7 o'clock. What am I going to do today? Today, I'm going to get up. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to brush my teeth. Then I'll have my breakfast. Then I'm going to go and do a podcast. Whatever you're going to do, I'm going to catch the bus. And as you're doing it, say, I am catching the bus. I am walking. You know, don't be thinking, what tense is this? Don't try and put a name in it. What did I just do? Oh, I just came out of my house. Don't be thinking that's the past or the future or the perfect tense, present perfect. Just say it. I'm walking. Things like that. Just fill your life with English. And I promise you, very quickly, you'll improve. Listen to native speakers. Your brain is brilliant. It will pick up on what's called context. You know, it will see someone fishing and they go like that and they go, I'm casting. and your brain sees them and think, oh, that word casting, that must mean that action. Okay, I'll remember that. Your brain's clever, it can do that. So I don't know, step by step, everyone's different, everyone learns in a different way. Identify where you think your weakness is. You know, if you have trouble saying the SH sound, the sh sound in English, you do. I've heard you today. So concentrate on that. Just search on YouTube. Go on my channel. I've got pronunciation tips. But just search how to say the sh sound in English
Love
and
that.
work on that until that's better. Um, some people struggle with the letter R. The letter R was the first video I ever made because almost everyone struggles with an English letter R or the letter H or the V and change it to a W sound or the th sound. There's mechanics, there's physics that you can do with your tongue and your lips and your throat to make these sounds. It's not magical. Just don't waste your time on unimportant things like 10 advanced words that will really impress everyone. You know, just don't do
Like
that. And don't spend money. It's all free. Get it all free.
amazing, amazing. Like I really being surprised the way you put everything together and gave the simple path and the free structured roadmap, even though we do have only less than 1 minute. But I would like to have one more discussion because I really wanted to understand the psychology of communication. You understand, and I think you can make people believe that they can learn the things from the scratch. And I'm sure that people have learned at least one actionable thing they're going to take from there, the way you taught them, the way you showed them path. Probably they will be landing to a better place where they are being today. So thank you so much, Mr. Steve, for giving your precious time today. I'm really grateful for your time and consideration and looking forward to have one more talk.
Thanks for inviting me. It was an absolute pleasure. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much. So I think
Cheers.
anytime now it's gonna to be the meeting gonna to be in dead. I can see that it's only less than 1 minute. It's showing my screen, but I'm really pleased and you made my day. It was my second meeting of the day. Now I'll have to go for a sleep.